Michael, congratulations on the second season of Based on a True Story.
Thank you so much.
So it's really nice to meet you. I got excited to talk about this just because it's such a very well thought out series with so many different modern tropes, I guess you can call them, with the
hmm
love of podcasts and now we're adding TikTok and things like that. What kind of things did you guys take into consideration maybe to add between season one and two that you guys were seeing that's very relevant in culture?
Well, I think season one really takes up even more so. We go to CrimeCon, we really take up culture and our obsession with true crime. And then what's so fun for us about a season two is now that we have that already baked in, how do we go deeper into these characters? Kaylee and Chris's character have a baby. How can you be a parent? How can you think you've put it behind you, but you can't? You are your choices before. What are you going to do next? What is your kid going to think? What are you going to think? How do we be a good parent in this crazy world we live in? So hopefully we have that part of it. And then also, I think what's really fun in Liana's character, and also in Tom Bateman's character who plays Matt is, we all think we can, you know, can, oh, I have that covered. We have control, or I know who that person is, or I know this, but we don't. And I think that's what's so fun to unfold of who they really are and realizing, no, we can't. I can be an older sibling and I can't control what goes on with my younger sibling, or here's somebody who we think we've like put in a box and it's going to be safe, but is it, And also for Chris and for Kaylee of who are you? Like now that you've gotten here, who are you? Who do you want to be? How are you going to be a parent? All of those sorts of things. So I hope all that comes through. But I'm making it sound like a big drama. To me, I've seen it a lot of times as a producer, and it's still I laugh my head off, and I really hope the audience has fun with all that this season.
That's the thing, and that you mentioned it, it's the key. There's really no control, and I think that's what makes it fun episode to episode is even as we left off in season one, it's with that major cliffhanger where it's like, what are you gonna do now? And then with with Tori and falling for Matt and just so much going on. She's trying to build an office and they're cleaning stuff out there, the baby on the chest. I love that. It's chaotic, but it's really entertaining, and I think you guys do a really great job at also blending genres, I think, because
hmm
we have
hmm
dark humor. There's even some aspects, of course, of horror and a slasher
hmm
because it's a
Yeah.
killing. How do you guys balance that out? Because there's so much going on.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad you like all that in the show because it's stuff that we really talk about. We have such a great director who's also in the middle of all this. Alex Bono comes from documentary now, comes from Russian Doll, and he loves Hitchcock and he loves kind of pulpy horror. So all of that is hopefully baked in because that is part of this whole world that we all have become kind of obsessed with. But I think the key is the characters. That's who you're going to follow through, care about, be surprised by. And hopefully it sounds like you too were surprised by things that you didn't see coming. And that's the fun of this, right? We all want to be entertained and surprised. And I think season two, we as the producers didn't even know what was coming when we started. And Annie Weissman from Physical and her team created this even bigger landscape and bigger stakes for our characters and wild things that they have to pull off. So I'm really excited for the audience to like have fun with that. We certainly did, and I really hope the audience does too.
And going through season one, was there anything from your actors that you saw that really got you excited about doing a future season that maybe you guys didn't take to account when first putting it together?
Well, I think, season one, like that magic chemistry came together with Kaylee and Chris, who actually didn't know each other before. We were all surprised. They seemed so natural. And for us, that was again, like nobody wanted that to end. So I think that had a lot to do with wanting to keep going. And then we also had, Liana and Tom Bateman, who you just wanted more. Like we've
Mhm.
now uncovered who they are. Now we want to live with them more. So I think all of those elements really added to why we were like so excited to kind of see a new season with them. And new meaning like where do they go? Like we want to be surprised by not just an extension before and what we really think and hope the audience is going to enjoy in season two is if you like season one, you're not even prepared for like how much wilder season two is going to be.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was going to mention that chemistry be between Chris and Kaylee and the fact they didn't know each other beforehand. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It really speaks to their talent. I think one of my favorite moments early on was um, Matt being so hurt because of the fact that there's somebody trying to copycat him, and it's hilarious and it's funny. I did want to ask, you guys have a new character, and I'm
Mhm.
a big Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan, with
Yes, us
Melissa
too.
Fumero. What can you tell me about her and what's she going to bring to the season? I know we want to let audiences enjoy it, but still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were all such fans, and she was so funny. We were so starstruck with Melissa Fumero, and she had the best time with us. And just the way I think, Kaylee played a character for a long time, and then in the flight attendant, we all said, "Wow, she's like Goldie Hawn." Like it was so funny in a new character. I hope for audiences they're gonna have fun discovering Melissa in a brand new character the way you haven't seen her before.
The show is really fun. I really enjoy it. Uh, Michael, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I
Oh,
appreciate it. Uh,
thank
I
you.
mean, I
I'm
hope you guys
glad
get
you.
to do a couple more seasons because I think there's a lot more stories to tell.
Oh, thank you so much. I really hope so too, and hope to see you again.